Lance Stephenson is obviously the greatest of all time, and I'm going to get down to it right now. Some of you may disagree. However, this is a video that is going to prove how good Lance Stephenson actually is and why you need to find a situation that works for you, because believe me, every situation that you're in could be a good or bad situation, and clearly Lance Stephenson is very good with the Indiana Pacers. So Lance Stephenson has found himself in a situation that is good for him, and this is what everyone needs to do. Everyone needs to get into a good situation. See, Lance Stephenson is on a 10-day contract. He was given the last shot of the quarter with 3 seconds left on the clock, and they were up by 2, and he's a bench player, and he's not a starter, and he's a 10-day contract player. Yet he was given the opportunity for at least the last shot of the quarter. Not to mention, he broke the team's record for amount of points in the first quarter as a 10-day contract player. In this clip, Lance Stephenson's also going up against a very good defender as well, and he's able to get that shot off with a sidestep. See, I think the issue with Lance Stephenson is many teams don't like his antics when it comes to his dances, his guitar work, things like that. We can see from this player, they absolutely love it in Indiana. And something that Lance Stephenson's gotten really good with clearly is passing and still having those antics. It's amazing. And what he's able to do with this Indiana Pacers team is life-changing for him. So what does Lance Stephenson do here? It's actually a very good play that he does. So first off, he's got his main defender. He's got Sabonis coming up, setting a screen and roll for Stephenson. However, this defender that he has essentially cuts off the screen. He jams the screen. Lance Stephenson now can't use the screen because that defender is trying to go over top, which means that the screen is now rendered useless. When that happens, as a player, you need to go back the opposite direction. And if you have a good center, for example, Sabonis, he's either going to roll towards the middle of the key or he's going to pop for a 3. If that's the case, you really need to attack that hedging player who was originally guarding Sabonis. The reason for that is by really attacking that player, you're drawing that player up to guard you, and now your center who set that screen is going to be either wide open, rolling towards the basket, or popping towards the 3. However, here, he makes that pass. He obviously knows that he made the best play possible, and Sabonis gets a dunk, and of course, Lance Stephenson does a dance. See, Lance Stephenson's actually a very good player. He really jams that defender bad, and he's able to get that shot off. How does he do this? Well, first off, when he attacks this side, the thing with Lance Stephenson is he doesn't have an orthodox style of playing. He's really jittery, and when he really attacks a player, he actually gets right into their body. This defender tried to jam him to push him out towards the 3, and it didn't work for him. He was actually able to essentially push slightly down on that player, which gave him the ability to really separate himself with that sidestep. He gathers on his right, big step back, and now he essentially, by really jamming, or basically jamming back that defensive player, see, Lance Stephenson's a very strong player. He's able to create that space and get that shot off with a nice high set point and going towards that left side. He's a right-handed player. He gets his shoulder and elbow in line with the rim. He has a very good shot. He has a slight thumb flick, but he's able to get that shot off nice and easily. And then what we see here with the pass into the low post, Lance Stephenson out on the perimeter, he's able to cut down the middle of the key when there was no defenders watching, and he was able to get that dunk. Something that a lot of younger players need to start doing, and that is reading the defense, understanding what the defense is doing. Because here, obviously, this defense is really worried about Sabonis. It kind of looks like they're running a 2-3 style defense as well. And what Lance Stephenson sees here is all the heads pointing towards the player with the ball. Even this guy's looking over here. There was a wide open lane down the middle, and if you are a player who's able to see the defense doing this, you need to be able to find an open lane. If you can cut down that open lane, guess what? You're going to have open layups and dunks all day long. In this next clip, we have him driving towards the basket, and he's able to use angles to be able to get that layup. So when you're driving towards the basket, you really want to limit your dribbles. Generally speaking, as soon as you decide to attack, you really only want to do one dribble, which is what he just did there, to get to the rim inside the three-point line. You gather, this will be the gather on the right, so now he can go left-right. The reason for that is he leaves the left foot, he hasn't picked up the ball yet. We can see that this hand hasn't touched the ball yet, and his hand here is still over top of the ball, which means that he has not picked the ball up, and he picks the ball up when both of his feet are off the ground. That means that whichever foot lands on the ground next is going to be the pivot foot. He lands on his right foot, which means that that is now the established pivot foot. That means that technically they call it the zero step, but in reality it's just a step that you took and gathered the ball when you were in the air. Not really technically a step. And then you're able to take two more. Well, see, notice how he was able to get both hands on the ball and keeping that ball at chest or shoulder height. This is important because now these help side players are going to try and reach in, and by you keeping that ball up high, it is giving the referee something to look at. If you had the ball down here, that player who's playing help would then be able to strip that ball and you would not get the foul call, which then means by you keeping that ball up, two hands on the ball, it's going to be extremely hard to block. However, what else did he do to be able to get this shot off? Obviously, he knows how to use the backboard. He wasn't aiming for the top corner here. He actually hit near the side of the backboard. However, if we rewind, let's see what else he did. Well, when he was attacking, he got two hands on the ball. He got his chicken wing elbow out to be able to get in front of that main defender. That is going to help him get that angle and position in front. He also took a very big step in front of that defensive player so that now he has position in front of this player, which means that he can't get reached over unless it's going to be a foul. And then he now has that position to be able to get that layup off. Fantastic move. Changing heights of your dribble and your body is underrated like crazy because it really messes the defenders up. And we can see here that he's able to do that and get the shot off. So what is he doing here? Well, he's doing some small side steps, but he's got his body straight up. He is no longer a threat to attack the basket, which gets this defender onto his heels. Watch. Defender on his heels. This is death to a defender, and Lance Stephenson is able to recognize that, which means that now he can take a quick sidestep. He takes that dribble, he then gathers technically on his right foot, which then means he can then take a left-right. That's two steps. Remember, technically he's on the line. It's not a three-point shot. However, by standing straight up, that gets the defender onto his heels, gets the defender also slightly stood up as well. He's able to get down lower, really pushing off, hasn't gathered yet until there, and then at this point he goes left-right, again, staying nice and low and balanced, his regular shot, and he's able to get that shot over the defender because he essentially made the defender bored. Obviously, Lance Stephenson is not going to be better than a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant, but what I'm trying to say is he is the greatest of all time to find a situation that works for him. You may find yourself in a situation on a team where you're not getting any playing time. You may have a team that doesn't like each other. You need to get out of those situations to find a situation that works for you. If you're a 7-foot center with another 7-foot center on your team, you're probably not going to be sharing time all that much. You need to find another team. You always need to try and find the best situation for yourself so that you can succeed. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. I hope that this video has helped you. If it has, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.